So a lot of us Marvel fans are wondering what the hell is going on with the Marvel Studios' Blade movie. You have to remember that the Blade movie was announced about 5 years ago at the San Diego Comic Con, where Kevin Feige and company were just announcing their plans for the future. Well, it looks like those plans have been put to a serious halt as yet again another director exits the film of Blade. Seriously, I do not understand the difficulty of creating a film such as Blade. Man hunts vampires and kills them. It's not that hard. How many revisions, how many directors are going to keep leaving this movie? This movie has become known as like poison. It's really, really bad. And I don't really think that this movie is going to be made. And I think its star, Mahershala Ali, is going to be walking out soon. I don't know how he hasn't walked out a couple years ago already. Remember, this movie was announced way back in 2019, and he was about 45 years old then. He's about 50 years old right now. What, we're going to get this movie when he's already in his mid-50s? Or even 60s? Anyway, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to News to the Science, where we discuss comics, movies, games, and more. My name is Ronnie, and today we're going to be talking about Marvel's Blade losing another director as Jan Demenge exits film. This is like ridiculous. Like, I guess they can't seem to agree on anything. I'm hearing a lot of word about like how the Blade movie doesn't really focus so much on Blade. If anything, one version of the script featured Blade as a secondary character, and where his daughter, who's in the comics, was mainly focused. And I don't think the writers and directors and even its star Mahershala Ali agreed with that script. Like, we're hearing a bunch of things about this, and this is just not good. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is from Variety.com. And it talks about how another filmmaker, yet again, exits the movie. Another one bites the dust. Filmmaker Jan Demenge, Lovecraft Country, is no longer set to direct Blade. Marvel Studios' long in the works reboot of the vampire superhero franchise, set to star Mahershala Ali. This is the second director to leave the project, Bassam Tariq, Mogul Mauli, and exited the production in 2022. And I'm sorry, if I said 8 people, I meant, I think, writers. I think it had like several different writers that have left. Insiders say Demenge departed the film amicably weeks ago, as development of the project has stretched over the multiple years. Screenwriter Eric Pearson, who co-wrote the Fantastic Four for Marvel, is the latest scribe to take on the Blade script, after at least 5 other writers have taken passes on the film, including Michael Green, Stay Alcé Cofer, Michael Strawberry, and Bo DeMayo, and Nick Pizzolatto. Okay, that's where I got my 8 numbers, because or 7 or whatever, because I recall a lot of people were interested in this movie, and there was totaling about 8, which when you add those other 5, it totals about to like 8 or 7, I think. So my apologies again. While Marvel has not officially moved Blade off its November 7th, 2025 release date, it is looking increasingly unlikely that the project will be able to start production in time to make that date. The next 4 Marvel films on Disney's release calendar, Deadpool and Wolverine in 2024 and Captain America Brave New World, Thunderbolt and the Fantastic Four in 2025, are all either completed, nearly completed, or well into production. And Disney CEO Bob Iger's statement in an earnings call on May 7th that the superhero shingle will release a maximum of 3 movies a year has further alleviated the pressure for Marvel to crank out titles before they are fully baked. I only hope they can at least stick to at least 2 movies. 3 is kind of cutting it. I think it's a little much. I mean, it kind of makes sense like to have at least 3 movies, you know, like 1 per season, and then 1 season not having a movie. And when I mean by seasons, I mean the seasons of the years: summer, winter, fall, and spring. So Marvel first announced the new Blade movie at San Diego Comic Con in 2019, like I said at the beginning of the video, after Ali met with Marvel chief Kevin Feige to pitch the film himself to headline a reboot of the franchise, first led by Wesley Snipes in the trilogy spanning from 1998 to 2004. Far more of a classic horror character than other Marvel protagonists, Blade, aka Eric Brooks, possesses many of the powers of vampires without their weaknesses, especially daylight, which he wields in his mission to rid the earth of the undead bloodsuckers. In December 2023, Ali told Entertainment Weekly that he was optimistic about the reboot's creative trajectory following its eventful development process. I'm sincerely encouraged in terms of where things are at and who's on board and who's leading the way as far as the writing of the script and the directing and all that, Ali said. The news of Demenge's exit was first reported by The Wrap. And there you have it. that, that's a wrap, I guess you can say, for, this director right here, Jan Demench, who exited the movie not that long ago. It's just sad. Like, I don't know what's so difficult about the concept of a half vampire being going out there hunting and killing vampires. I don't know why it's so hard. If this is Blade's first introduction, like if this is his introduction into the Marvel Studios, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, then he needs to have an origin story and he needs to be able to fit in the Marvel Universe. Remember, we already had Blade, the trilogy, from 1998 to 2004. If anything, those movies are solely responsible for kicking off the Marvel Cinematic Universe. A lot of people would say Iron Man. Yeah, that Iron Man was the first movie for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But really, like, when you think about it, Blade really saved superhero comic book films. And that's how we got, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, and Ghost Rider, and so on and so forth. But it was really Blade, where comic book movies just weren't that common and that popular and that respected in cinema. So again, I don't know why it's so difficult for such an easy concept to be adapted and made already. We really want this Blade movie. It's getting to the point where a lot of people have been making comments like, you know what, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't make this movie anymore. Or I'm not really feeling like I really want to see another Blade movie, or I don't want to see Blade at all. If anything, a lot of us don't really want this movie to happen at all, based on everything that we've been hearing about this movie and its production hell. But anyway, you let me know your thoughts. Comment down below. Do you want to see the Blade movie? Who should direct the movie? And will this movie even be happening? Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on the bell notifications so y'all don't miss anything. Dislike the video if you did. And as always, I will see you all in the next comic panel.